Hi everybody, it's Saviour Sazzle. I'm not doing a cash stuffing video today, but we are going to be looking at the budget for next month and going forward. And also, I want to allocate challenges to fill the sinking funds in months ahead. I've been doing a lot of thinking this last 2 weeks, and honestly my brain is fried. Right, so the rest of this year we're going to start an emergency fund and keep it topped up, make overpayments to debt, build buffers, get ahead on birthdays and Christmas will, but that'll be next year really, because this year is kind of bit. And then insurances like home insurance, car insurance, and anything else yearly, that kind of thing. So, starting August 25, we're going to start our emergency fund. I get paid on the 13th, and I'm going to set up a direct debit for £50 to go into my savings every month. Now I've looked at my interest rate on the 2 or 3 savings I have. I've figured out which one's best, so that's where the money's going to go. It also happens to be the account that my roundups go to. So I'm going to try not to touch the roundups. If I have to, I'll only touch roundups and leave the original 50. So if I have a roundup of £4 by the end of the month, if I need it, I can, but I'd rather it stay there and gain the interest. Because obviously if I take it out, I don't get the interest. So I'm not talking debt today because that's just fried my brain too much. So I'm basically going to be doing my budget. I don't know. I'm just doing my budget today. So, rent. Yeah, just so I turn it around more so you can't see because I'm left-handed. Rent is, my half of the rent is £445. And that is actual because it doesn't change unless they're going to put it up. I don't know. Insurance, I'm assuming that's home insurance. That isn't due, not till next year now actually. I will be budgeting for it in the month ahead, but I'm going to be using challenges to build that up, but we'll come to that in a minute. I'm just going to stick to the actual budget for the moment. Electricity, now we pay dual fuel, so it's gas as well, so I'm just going to cross gas heating out. Electricity, our direct debit is 99, but it was our first winter with our little girl last year. The heating was on a lot more than what we would have done if it had just been the 2 adults. And because if we're cold, we'll just put an extra jumper on, whatever. Obviously, she was, 9 months at Christmas. So, yeah. I'm not saying this means that this Christmas she's going to have to learn to put a layer on. I'm not saying that. I still want to be able to put the heating on for her. I'm just perhaps not going to be quite as worried as last year. We've also done things like she's got a better Tog sleeping bags now. We've got things up on her window which help keep the heat in and the heat out, cold in, cold out, you know what I'm saying. So we do want to, we as a couple, hubby is giving me extra towards this to top it up now, so that come winter we've got that extra buffer built up. So I'm going to say actual, we're trying to put an extra 40 towards it at the moment, but that could change. So I'm going to say actual for now. I'm just going to put 140. I know it technically 139, but I'll round it up to 100 myself if I have to. Water and sewer waste removal, that's obviously I think this is meant to be like an American one, because there's things in here. I suppose like health insurance. I know UK we do have it, but most of the time we just go NHS, don't we? So they are all in one. I think it's £28.80 or something like that. I'm just going to budget it for 29. Phone, I only pay my phone. My husband pays his own. I do believe that is. So I went SIM only just before our daughter was born, because my contract was due anyway. I thought, well, I'm not paying for a new phone because I don't need it. So I think it's about £19. It was, I think it was 17, but where they put the prices up in March, it went up to the 19. But I will double check that. TV, internet. Husband pays for the internet, so I'm not going to include that. TV, I don't think we have a TV license category. No. So we do pay the TV license, obviously, but we've chosen to pay it quarterly, and it's just gone out this month, July. So it's £45, so I'm going to call it £11. I'll call it 12, and then it can just go over. But again, this is something that I will build up in months ahead. So I might not include that for the moment. Clothing, sports, personal care, hair care. Now, hair care this month, I do have a haircut booked in. I'm going to budget 30, but I think it will come under that because I just have a dry cut. I think it was something like 26 last time, but I know they had a sign up saying the prices went up, so we'll see. Medical doesn't apply to us at the moment. Obviously, if I did need to get anything, I'd have to pay whatever the current prescription is. It was £9.90 last time I saw, but God knows. Fuel, I try and aim to do £20 a month, which at the moment suits me fine. 20 to 30, I'll say. Car payment, I don't have a car payment. I paid off the car years ago. Insurance, I'm doing, well, I've just done it this month again. I do that annually, so that one will be built up by challenges. In fact, I might just put for challenges on these, so I know that they are being budgeted for, but it's been done here. Maintenance, I do need to start putting something aside, as I've got my MOT coming up later in the year. But again, these are in challenges, so I don't do bus, train, taxis. Okay. Groceries, so that will be in the weekly funds anyway. Haven't yet, until I see what I'm going to get paid, I don't know what's left over from the bills. But I like to try and put so whatever's left, I just divide it by 4 basically, and then obviously it's a 5-week month, then I'll have to budget that way. But I think that's the main things that go out of the account. If I can turn the book the right way around. So I know for a fact I'm going to get child benefit here and universal credit here. All my bills, apart from my phone, so my phone will come out here, so that'll be 19. All my bills are set to come out on the 15th. They were on the 5th, but because of not getting paid till the 13th, I was struggling to, so essentially the month before would have to pay that, whereas now this month pays it. So I'm rather than being a month behind, I'm on the same month at least. So everything else, so the power comes out and the water comes out. Oh, I'll tell a lie, rent comes out on the 21st. Fuel is as and when, obviously. Haircut will be the 15th as well, actually. And then we're on holiday the week after. So I am going to do my absolute best to work with cash only in the month of August. Other than the direct debits that go out, obviously. And I'm going to track. I know I've said this before, but I really, really want to see where this money's going. Debt, oh, I just can't today with that. I mentally cannot even begin to think about it. That is something that I'll have to do in another video. So those are my, I forget what the term is now. You have your sinking and you have your fixed expenses. So those don't change. The phone sometimes if I send a text to enter a competition, but I try not to because I never win. And then obviously dual fuel, we want to pay more, so that technically should be 140, but we'll see. So we want to build a buffer. I have actually got a buffer in sinking funds for extra to go into the power account. So that's the plan there. What I want to do next is, you may have seen on my Instagram, I want to make these challenges work for me. And I don't mean work for me as in I want them to be the way I want them. Obviously I want them the way I want them, but I want them to work for me as in they are going to go somewhere and do something. So what I have done, I have changed things up a little bit. So we've got my Teddy Bears Picnic, which I put in last week and started. We put Trick or Treat in because I was thinking about it before. I thought it's not that far away really, and if I'm only putting pounds in, it's going to take a while. And then I put in 12 weeks till Christmas because I want to get the ball rolling with Christmas. Seasonal is still the same. I've taken out vending machine, pardon me, just because if you saw my last video, I was a bit confused on how to do it because I don't have, well I used to, but I don't know where they all went for the life of me. I used to have lots of different colours of Sharpies to colour it in. Don't know where they went. So what I've done, I've taken it out. There was only £1 in there. I have put that £1 into the seasonal because I was a week behind on it anyway. I will, in the future, when there's money to play with, I will find a set of Sharpies, so that will be a future investment. Pop of colour still the same, and January I really do want to start this. I'm not going to probably finish it like I planned, but it's something. So what I want to do is allocate these to actually go somewhere when they're done, because so many times, okay, yes, I was using it to allocate to the car insurance, the holiday, etc. But I actually want these individual trackers for individual things I'm saving for. So Teddy Bear's Picnic, it could go towards I don't know, groceries because it's food. I don't know yet. I haven't completely decided on that. Trick or Treat is going to be for Halloween. That's just no, it's a no-brainer. Obviously, as I said before, if you're going to print these out, use decent paper, because I didn't. I just used what I had to hand. So this one will obviously be Halloween, and I like this because it matches my nails that I've just done tonight, because I can't afford to have my nails done, so I do them myself. Right. Halloween is Halloween. Christmas, I think I already wrote Christmas on it because that's a no-brainer. Seasonal, I am thinking what was I thinking? I thought I wrote this down. Sorry to check my cheat sheet. I actually got a cheat sheet this time. No, I didn't. I didn't write it down. I hadn't decided. Okay. Well, maybe if I look at what... Let's put that to the side for a second. And if I look at what we have in month ahead. Now, this has changed as well. It's a lot thinner than it was. I have taken things out. I saw someone else's post on Instagram. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was. And they were saying that make your budget work for you. And I thought to myself, I am stressing myself out, putting categories in that, not that I won't use, but where they're not necessarily a problem area. Like, I can sort it when it gets to it. I thought I need to focus on priorities. My priority is I want to be able to pay my car insurance in full every year, just so it's one less thing coming out monthly. And if anyone's watched Martin Lewis, they know that essentially you're paying over the odds because you're going monthly. It's essentially like a loan, and that's the interest going on it. So that is important to me, to be able to pay that annually. TV license, I would love to pay this annually, and it might be something I look at doing maybe towards the end of next year. The thing I want to bear in mind is, at the moment, it's quarterly. So it's coming out July, August, September, October. No, wait, what? July, August, September, October, November, sorry. Then it'd be February. So, what did I just say? November. Why do I always do this so late in the evening? I tried to do it earlier, I did, but my brain just went, nope, not having it. November, December, January, February, March, sorry, would be the next one. April, May, June, July. Back to July. So what I don't want is to do it for a year and then change it, because if you think about it, what have I just had last month, or this month even? My car insurance goes out in full. Obviously, I'm going to be budgeting for them, so if I do decide to pay it in full, the money will be there. But I don't want to leave myself, set myself up so that the year after, if I'm back in a position where I can't manage, then I'm going to have my car insurance and the TV licence coming out. I was going to say TV insurance then. Car insurance and TV licence coming out in the same month. It's just not ideal. If anything, if I can do it this year, it'll be, I say this year, I mean in the year from July to July, not 2012. I would probably look at doing it in the March, just because, yes, I've got a lot of birthdays around that time, but if I left it till November, that's too close to Christmas. So that's just something me and my husband will have to discuss. But I'm trying to do it in a way that it's not going to be at the same time as other big bills, so that if there is a lot going on, we won't be short. Home insurance is not due until the start of next year. So that probably out of all of them will be the biggest. Well, no, I suppose the next quarter of this, but it's £45 quarterly. Which, yes, it does add £5 on it, bumps it up to 180, but it makes it more doable for us at the moment. And as I stress that, at the moment, this isn't going to be, I'll always pay it quarterly. It might be for a year or two till we're back on track, but it works for us now. Home insurance, again, I like to pay it in full, so it's one less thing coming out. Because we're we only have to do the content side of it, not the whole, like a homeowner would have quite probably high insurance because of everything needing covering, boiler, etc. Ours is a lot lower and more manageable. It does cover everything. I always shop around for the better deals using the comparison sites. I think though, last year our quote was actually cheaper than what came up on the comparison sites, so we'll see, we'll see. I do check. Car maintenance. This is inclusive of MOT. So I've got, I think it's about £40, isn't it, for an MOT? I am quite guilty of usually whacking it on the credit card and not really paying a great deal of attention, which can't happen anymore. I think it's about £45. So I'm going to budget 50 for that, and then the remaining 150 is for any maintenance, and then obviously I will build that back up as not as needed, but in between. Car tax, I am incredibly lucky that my car is only £20 a year. That's due in September, so I can easily get that done. Well, I don't even really need to worry about that one, but I would like to try and just do it slowly so it doesn't even look like it's leaving my bank. So yeah, I've really narrowed that down as to what my priorities are, and these are ones that I will use challenges to help build. So with that in mind, I then also have my sinking funds. Now these are the two that I want the yellow challenge binder, the big challenge binder, to build, because occasions and Christmas I'm going to use the minis for. We'll come to that. This is the sinking funds, and I have mixed this up again. High priority, emergency, that has got to be my must that I need to start building. What I've also decided is I'm not actually going to put money in here. I'm going to use placeholders because I'm going to be transferring that straight from my account into savings so that it can earn that interest and just work for me. I know it won't be a huge amount, but it's all something. So I will be using placeholders to say that I've put 50 across, etc. I'm aiming for 300 to begin with. I know it should be more, but I'm trying to be realistic at what works for me at the moment. 300 is a lot of money to me. If that's, if I had to find room for that on a credit card, I just couldn't. So to have that sitting in a savings account will be everything. Dual fuel, I know it says electric, but it's both. I want to do this before December and throw an extra £80 at it. So that's why it's in the high priorities. Credit card payments, obviously I want to bring that down. I will still do payments anyway, but this is like a overpayment. So I would like to try and do this every couple of months maybe. Every month isn't probably doable at all. Maybe looking at every 3 months or so. Low priority. I've got to have something in here for me. And I know I'm not alone in this. I know there's a few other cash stuffers that enjoy a fizzy fund. It's my one guilty pleasure. Fizzy drinks. It's just, it hits different. And it's a low priority. It's £1 a can. It's 30 cans there. That is more than enough for what I take in fizzy pop. Sorry. So that, if I filled that up, that would probably last me 2 months maybe. So it's there. It's not a huge priority, but it's for me. And that's what this is all about. It's having something for us. I know some people like to get their nails done. Some people like to get laser hair removal. For me, it's fizzy drinks. Let's stock the freezer is another priority, but it's a lower one. I would like to try and do this every couple of months. We like to try and do a big freezer shop where you buy all the meats on the 3 for 10 or whatever they are and stock that up. This one here is for Little Bear. I've already labelled it. I mean, these ones speak for themselves. I haven't bothered labelling them. I want to try and put more away for her savings. So this one is just £22. I'll just do it as and when. It's not towards things like her birthday. She's got a separate one for that. This is just purely to go into her savings account for when she's older. Pearls of Wisdom, sorry. That is our future. So I've been thinking about it a lot, that with the way things are, I think it was Deck Camel I saw on Instagram earlier, and she was saying about the retirement age is going up again, and should it be that way? And then she went to explain it all, and actually none of us want to have to retire later than we need to, but she has a very valid point of that it's just the government can't afford it, basically, which is why the retirement age keeps going up, because obviously we're all living longer. Years ago you'd retire at 62 and your average lifespan was a lot less than what it is now, so they weren't paying out for as long. So I don't mean to get dark or anything, but it's not going to be much, but it's just something that I have also thought about these money box things, where Martin Lewis was on about it as well. I don't necessarily know money box was his suggestion, but I clicked on it and I keep seeing the adverts for it now come up on Instagram. So I am going to look into that, where you put, I forget how much it is it 4,000 a year, and the government tops it up 20%. I really don't know, don't take my word on that, I'd have to research it before I did it. But that's something that I'm thinking of in terms of future funds, like retirement, maybe. We'll see. Christmas is Christmas. It's just something, this is the one I'm going to use for the year. So each month I'm going to top that up, and I'll have 250. My aim will be to start this probably in November of this year, just to get the ball rolling on. So I might do some of the 10 and the 5 just to get the ball rolling, because I don't want to be leaving it and starting in January and finishing in December. It's just like, I need to do my Christmas shopping before that. Maybe my food shop later, but I'd rather have that 250 this would save. I'd rather have that by end of October, beginning of November. Yes, that's all for that one. So those are my main things to worry about. Occasions, it's purely just birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, all that in there. So I'm not... They will build up slowly from these little mini challenges. Again, I'm going to allocate these. So that one's obviously Christmas. I will allocate these, so once they are filled, they will go to something, whether it's someone's birthday or Christmas or holiday, whatever. So the ones I want to actually make work are the challenges for month ahead and sinking funds. So that's the plan going forward. So we just need to pick what challenges we want to go where. Now, as I say, big priorities are, write it down, I've lost it, I'm looking. High priorities are the emergency fund. So I might use seasonal for fuel, just because, I don't know, there's something, they link kind of, I suppose. Maybe no one else can see that link, but it makes sense to me. So this is going to be my top up for fuel, I think. Dual fuel, I mean, not car fuel. So I'm just going to put power, because I know what I mean, because I usually write power when I'm making notes of what's going out. I usually refer to it as power. Yeah, so that it works out as 50, but I think when I was doing the spring, I think it worked out at 56. So that would be a nice little extra to throw at it. Definitely. What? So we've done those ones, haven't we? Trick or treat is Halloween, Christmas is Christmas, seasonal is power. Pop of colour, now that will be a big one, so I'm thinking maybe I might use this towards emergency funds. I do hope you're still recording, because I've spoken a lot. And I don't think I remember what I've said if I had to redo it. Right, so, and what my plan is as well is when I finish Pop of Colour and that's deposited into the emergency funds account, which I would put it maybe in there temporarily, but the first chance I got to go and pay it in and get it in there to earn some interest, I would. I might play a different challenge and tell that then to work for car insurance. I don't know. Something like that, rather than it all just going to the same 6 things all the time. Because obviously Trick or Treat, it's once Halloween's gone, I'll replace that with something else. Probably another Christmas one. Teddy Bear's Picnic. What do I want you to work towards? At first, when I made this, I had my little bear in mind, obviously. She's my inspiration for it. But she's already got her own little challenges anyway. So I feel I'm looking at my funds, my priorities, and I'm just thinking, maybe I don't want something fun to go on debt. But then they're all fun, I suppose, aren't they? I'm going to say, I'm going to make a decision, because someone has to. I'm actually going to be really dull at the moment. I'm going to say this is going to go towards MOT. Just because I know it's round the corner and I will reuse this and then it can go towards something fun. But let's be sensible for the moment, shall we? For once, because I do need to start being sensible. And I think that's the problem. I've always just thought to myself, oh yeah, well, I've got another couple of months until that's due, so I'll worry about it then. No, that needs to change. Right, I'm just checking we've allocated things. So MOT, these are the fun ones, I suppose. Halloween, Christmas. That was dual fuel power. What did we say Pop of Colour was? I've already forgot. Did I write it down on there? Emergency fund. Oh nuts, I wanted January to be emergency fund because I want to build it up for January. Okay, we'll change it. It's fine. I'm not going to rub it out, especially on my new tablecloth. I will rub it out later. But this is emergency fund. Obviously, as I've already said, I'm going to be putting a set amount over £50 every month anyway. This is just to top it up because my aim is 300. But obviously I want that to be more. I'm just trying to get if I say 1,000, that will just freak me out and I'll just panic and stop. I need it to be a lower number, and then when I get there I'll be like, right, yeah, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I'm going to keep going, and obviously hopefully earning interest on it over time as well. I'm going to make this, which is what, funnily enough, I thought originally of doing, and then I thought, no, I won't do it. Car insurance. Because that is going to be a big, well, I say big one. It's not as bad as what I thought it was going to be. But it's still, I worked it out, if I was to pay it in, where is it? Each month, if I was to do it monthly, it's £15 a month, which I know doesn't sound a lot, but that's £15 a month I can't really afford in my budget. So by doing these with the leftovers, it will help towards it. Obviously, if I have a tenner that I think, what can I do with it, I will put it in there. But I want to make these challenges actually have a purpose, which they now do. So thank you for sticking with me while we did that. Now I'm going to quickly tell these ones where to go. I forgot these were the awkward ones that... How have you managed to shut? Because I couldn't shut you the other day, and now you've managed to be shut. Madness. Strawberries. What can strawberries be? Sweet treats. I might make my fizzy fund because it's sweet. So, strawberries I might very well use for birthday. So it doesn't matter whose birthday, it will be whatever one, when we finish it, whichever one is next. And if that one's fully funded by any chance, then it will just roll over to the next birthday. So that is ideal. I thought I put it in the wrong way then, no, it's fine. So look, now it won't do up again. Blinking heck. Right, sweet treats will be my fizzy fund. Just because it's sweet as well. And fizzy fund might sometimes end up being chocolate fund as well. Who knows? I know you're probably thinking, well, you've got more important things to be funding. But I've got to have some fun and enjoyment. You know, some people smoke, some people drink. I like to have a can of Coke or Pepsi, whatever is on offer, because I will only buy it if it's on offer. Which Lidl do from time to time. Morrison's are pretty good as well. And Tesco if you've got the club card. Christmas is Christmas. I'm not even going to bother writing Christmas on it because it's self-explanatory. Monsters. Let's have a look at my cheat sheet. Monsters, monsters, monsters. I'm trying to think of things they fit with. To me at the moment, Monsters is my little girl because she is, oh, I don't know, she's full on toddler mode. So I might use this for Bear's savings. What would it give me? I think we're doing them all as a pound, weren't we? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 if I include him. Yeah, 10. Yeah, we'll do it for Little Bear. I'll just put Little Bear. L Bear. Hearts I might do for Valentine's just because, well, why not? It's not, we don't tend to do anything massive for Valentine's Day. If anything, it would just be a meal at home. We're not the going out type, you know, ooh. I was going to put V-Day, but I might end up thinking it's for VE Day. I doubt I would. I just think I don't really have a proper fund for Valentine's Day, I don't think, in occasions. So it would be nice just to have something. Even if it's 20 quid, we could get ourselves a decent meal deal. And maybe a cheap bottle of Plonk. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so I can do that twice. Yeah. Bees. Oh, no, that one will be a good one for my little girl. She loves bees. I don't know why. Oh. Fizzy. Buzzy bees. No. Fizzy. No, I don't know. Okay. I'm going to use that one for future savings. Because, I don't know. Can I link that? The bees are the future. We need the bees. Yeah. The future of the bees. I don't know, I'm rambling now. Right. So I'm really sorry there's no actual cash stuffing in today's video. And I will be quite honest, there might not be for another week. Just because I have got £15 in my purse left from what I had last week. And that has got to see me through until, what did I say, the 4th of August. So I've got fuel in the car, there's food in the house, I technically don't need anything. Holiday is doing well. Oh, I took out first aid kit. I got the first aid kit. It came in under budget. I did spend the change on something else though. Nothing. I needed to get birthday cards because my husband's birthday coming up. Because my plan had been to put that back into ice cream. Oh, and I took ice cream out as well. So what was in ice cream is no longer in ice cream. But then that isn't the priority for me at the moment, ice creams, because there are higher things to worry about. And I've got the zoo funded, which was the main thing I wanted to fund in that folder. We have got 3 weeks, I think, 3 weeks until the holiday. 4 weeks until the holiday, so there is plenty of time to try and add a little bit more into that. Even if it is only another 20 quid, then happy days. I do still have my Vinted balance, which I believe is at £60, £61. I had contemplated leaving that for Christmas, which I would prefer to do, but I want to enjoy this holiday because it's the first one we've had in a long time. It's Little Bear's first, and I just need to have a break, so yeah. I think that's all I've got to say on that. So going forward, I'm going to be a lot stricter with my budgets. We are really going to work towards overpaying on debt. However, my first priority is to build up, I was going to say sinking fund because I was looking at it then, emergency fund. That is the biggest priority for the rest of this year, is that sinking fund. And I will do everything I can to actually track. And I feel like if I track it and I have to show you, then I'm going to be like, well, I need a reason. I don't need a reason because it's my life, but in my head, I need to be able to justify why I'm wasting money on silly things. When you all know that, well, hang on a minute, she really needs that £10 for car insurance, so why has she spent it on a stuffed animal? Again, I know it's my budget, my money, I can do what I want with it, but I need to hold myself accountable and be realistic with my budget. I have all of these plans and I was thinking my budget doesn't stretch that far, which is why everything had a sort out, and what is in there now are the things that I need to save for, or budget for at least. That is everything, guys, because I'm going to carry on rambling. I hope everyone's well. We have just hit 500 followers on Instagram, so there is a giveaway. I don't have them here with me to show you. Didn't think that through. There is a giveaway. You can see it on my Instagram, Save with Zazzle. It's 4 trackers, seasonal. So you've got Easter Extravaganza, Summer Sun, Pumpkin Patch Dash, and Winter Warmer. They're not just save what you want, each icon is their games. So I think maybe one of them is, but you can make it more fun. Yeah, I think there's a roll the dice, or maybe there's 2 roll the dice. I forget without looking at them in front of me, sorry. But have a look on my page. Join the giveaway. I think it's like, follow and tag someone to get your entry, and you can share it to get an extra entry. And that will be drawn on Sunday the 27th around 7 PM. I will try and do that live on Instagram as soon as I figure out how. I'm going to research that before it goes live. Okay, thank you all for watching, and I shall see you all in another week. Bye.